welcome to our nightly news. These are the headlines. The President of the Republic, Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, Minister of National Defense, chaired a meeting of the High Security Council. And the President of the Republic has received the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Turkey, Hakan Fidan, and the accompanying delegation. President Abdelmajid Tebboune expressed his condolences following the death of Pope Francis. And the excellent relations between Algiers and Ankara were revoked during the works of the third Algerian-Turkish Planning Commission session in Algiers, held in the presence of the Algerian Foreign Affairs Minister and his Turkish counterpart. The State Secretary to the Minister of Foreign Affairs in charge of the national community abroad met with Algerians living in the Netherlands, an opportunity to interact with our nationals settled abroad. Welcome back, everyone, to tonight's news. First of all, the President of the Republic, Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, Minister of National Defense, Abdelmajid Tebboune, chaired on Monday a meeting of the High Security Council. The President of the Republic has received on Monday in Algiers the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Turkey, Hakan Fidan, and the accompanying delegation. The meeting was attended by the Principal Private Secretary to the President of the Republic, Ibrahim Boualem, and the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, National Community Abroad and African Affairs, Ahmed Attaf. Let's have a listen to the Turkish Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Basın mensupları kardeş Cezayir'i ziyaret etmekten büyük memnuniyet duyuyorum.
I'm very grateful for this visit to Algeria. I thank all the officials, their head, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ahmed Attaf, for the good welcoming. I was received by the President and I conveyed the greetings of the President of the Turkish Republic. We will receive the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, this year during the high-level strategic meeting. We see that Algeria has achieved significant economic progress under the leadership of the President. Algeria's position on international issues and the policies it pursues are also of great importance. Algeria, with its capacities, is one of the guarantees of stability in the region. We follow with interest the position of Algeria in its capacity as a non-permanent member of the UN Security Council. We see that the issues and problems of our region are taken up by Algeria to be placed on the agenda of the UN Security Council, and we see that this is being done with great success. Relations between Turkey and Algeria are getting stronger thanks to the leadership of the presidents of the two countries and the mutual support. We trust Algeria and Turkey will always be a close friend of Algeria. I have seen that Algeria has the same will and the same position during the meetings of the Joint Strategic Planning Committee that we held today. With the participation of our various institutions, it constitutes an opportunity to enhance cooperation in sectors such as trade, transportation, migration, health, and others. We will reach the volume of mutual trade between us as soon as possible to be $10 billion. Around 1,400 Turkish companies are in Algeria, and they contribute to the economy and to providing job opportunities. And through the agreement that we will sign regarding preferential trade by encouraging mutual investment, we will further deepen our economic relations. Algeria, regarding energy, is one of our most important partners, and we want to strengthen our relations. Likewise, with regard to defense industries, we will continue our cooperation as there are joint projects that can be achieved. During my visit to Algeria yesterday, I opened the General Consulate in Oran, which will provide services in the best way possible to citizens and our Algerian brothers.
The Turkish Minister of Foreign Affairs affirmed that the two countries share the same stance on resolving the Libyan crisis through inclusive dialogue involving all Libyan parties. He also praised Algeria's key role and efforts in addressing crises in the Sahel region.
Türkiye ve Cezayir olarak bölgesel konulardaki
We, Turkey and Algeria, want to intensify our consultations regarding regional issues and develop joint policies. In today's meeting, we discussed the genocide carried out by the Zionist entity in Gaza. The most important thing on our agenda now is to deliver humanitarian aid to Gaza and establish a ceasefire. Turkey will continue to support the brotherly people of Palestine in the strongest possible way and our brothers in Algeria. I would also like to express my thanks to them because they adhered to the Palestinian cause, and we will increase our cooperation and provide it more, and we will continue to maintain our positions as a voice for our Palestinian brothers. During our meetings, we addressed other international issues. To permanently achieve security and stability in Libya, we encourage the parties to engage in constructive, sincere and effective dialogue in the Sahel region, as it is to solve the problems that are based on terrorism and extremism. We will continue to work together and support Algeria's position, which looks to resolving regional issues easily and smoothly. I believe that my visit will make a great contribution to further strengthening relations between Turkey and Algeria. I thank the host for the good reception. Thank you.
iletiyorum.
President Abdelmajid Tebboune expressed his condolences on Monday to Cardinal Kevin Farrell, who is overseeing the Vatican's current affairs and those of Christians around the world, following the death of Pope Francis. The president said he received the news of the Pope's passing with deep sorrow, describing him as a remarkable figure who left a lasting impact on contemporary history. He extended on behalf of the Algerian people, the government, and his own name, his heartfelt condolences and sympathy to the Vatican, its institutions, and Christians worldwide. President Tebboune highlighted the Pope's lifelong dedication to spreading the love of the one God and promoting the value of fraternity, solidarity, and coexistence. He said in his message that the Pope's sincerity and commitment to the causes of the oppressed and the poor earned him the affection and admiration of people across the world. The President concluded by reaffirming his solidarity and sympathy with the Vatican during this difficult time. Pope Francis, born Jorge Mario Bergoglio, passed away on Monday at the age of 88 after a long illness. He was born on December 17, 1936, in the capital of Argentina. He had led the Catholic Church since 2013, dedicating his life to promoting peace across the world. On the news, the funeral of the late Walid Al-Agoon, who the member of the Council of the Nation appointed with the presidential third, was held Monday's afternoon in the capital. The ceremony was attended by the Speaker of the National Assembly and the President of the Constitutional Court, along with the late's family, colleagues, and a number of members of Parliament and citizens. The President had extended his condolences on Sunday ahead of the funeral of the late. To God we belong, and to him we shall return. And the decision of the President of the Republic during the Council of Ministers concerning the reduction of the retirement age for education sector personnel was widely hailed by teachers and members of the three educational levels due to the many advantages it offers. Jatayar explains.
Reflecting the President of the Republic's commitment to supporting the educational sector and its professionals and to acknowledging their valuable contributions, the decision to reduce the retirement age by 3 years represents a significant milestone. This initiative complements the recent reforms aimed at enhancing the performance of the whole sector. We thank the President of the Republic for this decision, which can only be beneficial for teachers. It's a positive decision for future generations of teachers, as it will encourage them to invest fully in their mission. Thanks to this measure, we will leave work opportunities to the upcoming generations who may bring more to the schools. This long-awaited measure responds to a long-standing demand. It is expected to bring much-needed relief to thousands of teachers who regularly endure challenging working conditions and ongoing pressure. We've been waiting a long time for this decision. We thank the President of the Republic for this timely measure. More than just a technical reform, this decision serves as a gesture of appreciation and respect for thousands of teachers. It also seeks to enhance the pedagogical effectiveness and overall efficiency of the education system.
And in implementation of the President of the Republic's instructions, the second shipload imported from Romania docked at the port of Algiers, and this to meet the needs of citizens during the Eid al-Adha. As part of the President of the Republic's high directives and the outcomes of the latest Council of Ministers meeting, the Minister of Foreign Trade and Export Promotion, Kamal Zik, chaired a coordination session. The meeting brought together representatives from various ministers, institutions, and the Algerian Economic Renewal Council. Discussions focused on the organizational and technical framework for launching the Import-Export authorities. And the minister stated that the President's decision to establish and activate these two bodies reflects a strong political will to restructure foreign trade on a transparent, precise, and forward-looking basis. Algeria and Turkey concluded the third planning commission session in Algiers, highlighting strong complementary ties. Both sides emphasized expanding cooperation in various sectors and aligning national priorities. They also reaffirmed shared positions on international issues and a commitment to deeper partnership. Details with Rana Bahri.
The third session of the Algerian-Turkish Planning Commission marked a new step forward in strengthening the strong and long-standing ties between Algeria and Turkey. Both sides reaffirmed their shared will to deepen cooperation in all fields, guided by the strategic vision of their respective presidents.
تتجدد مواعيدنا.
Our appointment and meetings are renewed, as is our loyalty to our commitments and our deep attachment to the exceptional relations between our two countries and our two brotherly peoples. With the same determination, our ambition to raise these relations to the highest summit and noblest levels is revived, in accordance with the orientations of the leaders of our two brotherly countries, President Abdelmajid Tebboune and his brother Recep Tayyip Erdogan.
تجسيدا للتوجيهات السامية لقائدي بلدينا الشقيقين.
Keeping up with the determination of the presidents of our two countries, our desire to promote bilateral relations in all areas is strong, and within this context, our higher-level meetings are continuing.
Throughout the session, ministers emphasized the importance of translating this political will into tangible outcomes through increased collaboration, particularly in the economic, cultural, and diplomatic fields. The atmosphere was one of mutual respect, shared values, and future-oriented dialogue.
And the Secretary General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Lounas Magraman, co-chaired the second session of political consultations between Algeria and Azerbaijan alongside the Deputy Foreign Minister of Azerbaijan. The talks focused on boosting bilateral cooperation under the ambitious joint work plan, while also reviewing regional and international issues of common interest, notably the situation in Gaza, Western Sahara, and the Sahel. Minister of State, Minister of Energy, Mines and Renewable Energies, Mohamed Arqab, received the Secretary General of the African Organization of Petroleum Producing Countries. The visit comes ahead of the second Forum of Research and Innovation Centers in member countries of the organization. Talks focused on boosting cooperation between Algeria and the organization, along with the developments in global energy markets and future partnership prospects. The Secretary General thanked Algeria for its unwavering support to the organization and commended its efforts in promoting research, innovation, and capacity building in the energy sector. At the headquarters of the Algerian Investment Promotion Agency, Director Omar Kash received a delegation of Saudi businessmen and investors. The two sides discussed investment opportunities in Algeria. The delegation also toured the agency's facilities and was briefed on its unified digital platform that connects all investors nationwide. On the sidelines of the regional workshop organized by the North Africa Liaison Office of the Committee of Intelligence and Security Services in Africa, the Minister of Communications stressed the importance of such events in combating fake news and disinformation. Let's have a listen to Mohamed Mizian.
Each newspaper has its own independent editorial line. However, when it comes to harming our society or the symbol of our nation, we come together around our shared values to defend the truth. Given that rumors today find fertile ground in the digital space to spread, we believe that a meeting bringing together professionals and stakeholders involved in digital media will undoubtedly add value in addressing these harmful phenomena.
International news. Mali faces escalating internal and external crises under an increasingly isolated and authoritarian junta, deepening instability and regional tensions. Najah Tayar explains the situation there.
Amid growing unrest, Mali is sinking deeper into crisis as it navigates a troubling chapter in its modern history. Tensions are high under the rule of a military-led government whose hardline measures have disrupted national stability. With frustration mounting among the population, the regime now stands largely cut off from global support.
The price of a liter of fuel in Gao is more than 6 times the average price in the rest of the country, as in the case in other parts of northern Mali. Economically, socially and culturally, Algeria remains a key player in our country. We must acknowledge this reality and work towards resolving this issue calmly and diplomatically. We have fuel crisis, water crisis, crisis in everything. We have nothing left.
The regional actors are increasingly drawn to Mali's fragile state, aiming to take advantage of the ongoing turmoil, while their involvement is framed as support for the security and logistical aid. Such actions are in fact deepening internal rifts and worsening Mali's isolation on the international stage.
En effet,
supporters of the junta demonstrated in front of the Algerian embassy in the presence of Moroccan diplomats, sending a strong signal to the government to pay attention. The presence of several Moroccan diplomats along with Moroccan flags displayed during the demonstration was clearly a provocative gesture.
Mounting signs of public discontent reflect a nation on edge, as Colonel Goita appears increasingly trapped by his own strategy, his tightening grip on power and failure to navigate the complicities of international dynamics threaten to drag Mali further into turmoil, leaving him isolated and under growing pressure.
The Moroccan occupation of Western Sahara is a global concern that calls for international intervention to protect Sahrawi people, is what the South African MP Veronica Mante affirmed. The MP stressed that the issue goes beyond regional borders, urging the international community to uphold international law and safeguard Sahrawi rights. She also pointed to systematic human rights violations in the occupied territories, citing international reports that document restrictions on freedoms and cases of torture. And dozens got killed on Monday in the occupied Palestinian territories in airstrikes launched by the Zionist occupation army across the Gaza Strip in Khan Yunis and Deir al-Balah. Palestinians continue to suffer under a blockade to stop in the entry of humanitarian aid and commercial goods, worsening an already dire situation. The Secretary of State to the Minister of Foreign Affairs in charge of the National Community Abroad met with Algerians living in the Netherlands. While the community counts 6,000 members, Sofian Shaib stressed that its true value doesn't lie on numbers, but in the strength of its new connected and ambitious generations. Rani al-Bahri.
With just around 6,000 members, the Algerian community in the Netherlands may be small, but it stands out of its energy and active involvement. Secretary of State Sofian Shaib's visit underscored that the impact of a community isn't measured by its size. He praised the rise of a connected, forward-thinking generation eager to contribute and engage.
Algeria values its national community abroad regardless of its size. Even in countries with smaller diaspora numbers like the Netherlands, the government remains committed. The recent exchanges were productive, with meaningful questions and responses that highlight highlighted the state's ongoing efforts to address the concerns of its citizens abroad.
The discussions were open and focused on real issues, covering legal concerns, logistics, and sectoral cooperation. Key topics included document equalization, opening a passenger line to Amsterdam, cargo services, housing, exports to Algeria, cultural and musical collaboration, and promoting Algerian language and history.
The idea is to create a direct communication unit in Algeria with various specialist doctors. This would allow for real-time updates on hospital conditions and needs, ensuring a bilateral exchange. The goal is to better understand the ecosystem by identifying current projects, key clients, whether government or private, and main stakeholders. Building stronger connections will help clarify their needs and how best to support them through meaningful collaboration. The idea is to create an international platform that connects Algerian professionals abroad, allowing them to share expertise and contribute to Algeria's development. The goal is to support their integration into the national economy and help drive growth through their skills and experience.
In short, the goal is to shift from being seen simply as expatriates to become true partners, a spirit that strongly defines the Algerian community in the Netherlands.
There's a sense of positive motivation when Algerians in the Netherlands see others contributing. They say, why not us? The personal visit by the Secretary of the State reflects the strong commitment of Algeria's highest authorities, especially the President of the Republic, to making the national community abroad a true priority.
Sofiane Shayeb responded with clear steps, a digital portal for projects, dedicated support, talks on Amsterdam route, and renewed cultural spaces, strong signals of Algeria's will to engage its diaspora as a true development partner.
In other news, the 8th edition of the International Exhibition of Textile, Clothing, Leather and Equipment has drawn strong participation from both national and foreign exhibitors. The event serves as a key platform to highlight local products and attract new partnerships, in particular in the field of textile. The seasoned artist Badi Lena, symbol of Tindi music, passed away at the age of 88 after a long battle with illness. Born in Tamarasset, she was widely regarded as a pioneer and ambassador of the Tindi. Throughout her long career, she dedicated herself to promoting and enriching Tuareg musical heritage. And that was it for today's news. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.